Are you ready to level up? Are you really ready? Because if you're not, click off this video. If you are serious about your goals and you are ready to reinvent yourself 2025, keep watching this video. Hi, my name is Shay, and in this video, we're going to talk about things that you can do to reinvent yourself for 2025. So we're going to be talking about healthy habits and things you should incorporate into your routine to develop discipline and to recreate yourself for the new year. You guys see the guns? I've been working on it. Working on my upper body. Ooh, that looked good. That looked real good. Okay. Anyways, first thing is to stop telling people your goals. Let me repeat that. Stop telling people your goals. Now, I know you think that everybody is rooting for you and that your friends all have your best interest at heart. Let me tell you something. Not everybody does. If you have some true friends, yeah, they will be rooting for you, but secretly everybody kind of doubts you. But it's up to you to prove them wrong. So I want you to move in silence, all right? Don't tell nobody what you have planned. You can give little hints maybe, but don't go into specifics, okay? Don't be like, I'm going to lose 20 pounds by this year. That's for you. Journal it. Write it down. Tell yourself that every single day, but don't tell other people. I want you to disappear, come back, and show results. So instead of telling goals, you're going to show your results. And I guarantee you, you're going to have so much more motivation and less pressure when you don't constantly tell people things. And I'm talking to you, if you're that type of person who constantly needs to share things and never really follows through, and then when people ask you like,
hey, what happened to that house you were going to build? Or what happened to this job you were going to apply for?
And then you start feeling guilty to getting defensive. Try it this year. Just disappear, show your results. That's all that matters. I want you to disappear and come back as a changed man or woman. I'm talking to y'all, okay? I want you to just disappear. Don't tell people your goals because that puts so much pressure on you and you're more likely to just give up when you hear unfavorable or negative comments. I swear to you, I have a degree. Next, I want you to get to know yourself. Romanticize your life. Last year, I said that I was going to do a lot of self-care and focusing on just getting to know me, what makes me happy, what hobbies I like. And I definitely got to explore that area of my life. And I know now that I am an introvert. I like plants, as you can see in the background here. I just developed new hobbies that I now have a passion for. Now, I also said that I was going to go on a bunch of solo dates, and I never really got to get around to doing it just because of budget issues and stuff like that. That is something I want to work on this year. And when I say solo dates, you don't have to actually spend money. You know, it could just be going into the park, sitting by yourself, just sightseeing. A goal that I actually wanted to do was go hiking by myself. And it gives me so much fear because I'm just constantly thinking about what other people will think when they see me hiking alone. And I sat there and I was like, why do I care? I don't know these people. I'm never going to see them again. Why do I care what they think about me? So this comes back to my number one. I told a lot of people that I was going to go hiking by myself. And, I started hearing all the negative comments. And of course, I gave up. So, you know what? I should have just executed it. Skill issue. I want you to stop waiting around for other people to make you happy, and you're going to have to start making yourself happy. What brings you joy? Find your love language. I actually have something that I found from Pinterest, and I'll put it right here because I really resonated with it. And it's showing what your love language is. For me, mine is physical touch, acts of service, words of affirmation. I'm really very like it. I want to cook for you. I want to clean for you. I want to do this. I want to get massages, all that stuff. So if I were to use those acts of service to serve myself, what would I do? When I'm really burnt out or I'm really stressed out at work, I will book myself a massage. So there's my act of service to myself. I will take myself out to the spa. There's definitely budget issues and not everybody can afford those things. I will do like a self-care day at home. So I have like a facial steamer. I'll do a face mask. I'll take a nice hot long bath. I'll put like candles, a nice little glass of wine. And those are things that just pours into me. Don't wait for other people to spoil you because no one knows how to spoil yourself more than you do. All right, this one may be a hot take, and I'm talking to a lot of you watching this video, so listen up. If you have time to whine, complain, and doom scroll through social media, then you have time to journal, to meditate, and to better yourself, all right? So invest that energy into something else. Invest that negative energy into something positive. So if you have time to sit there in the morning and just doom scroll through Instagram, you have time to meditate. So take that time, and when you feel those urges coming through and you're like, oh, I'm bored, or, I'm feeling sad and I want to go through Instagram to make me feel good, put that phone away, pull out YouTube, find a meditation video and do that and see how you feel. Because I guarantee you doom scrolling, I guarantee you doom scrolling is not going to fix that bad mood no matter how much you try. And the funny thing about doom scrolling is that it gives you that quick dopamine hit. And that dopamine is what gives your body that signal of, I like this. This is making me happy. But it's quick and it's short-lived. When it kind of drops down and you feel shitty again, you think, okay, maybe I can doom scroll some more and that'll help. You need to learn to replace that with something else. So, for example, exercise, meditating, journaling. These things will also give you dopamine, but they're going to last a lot longer and they're better, healthy habits to incorporate. So instead of chasing those quick little bursts of anything, try to have a more sustainable, long-term dopamine hit. I want you to sit down and create a list of things that you are grateful for in your life. It is so hard for us to sit down and look at our lives and be like, I don't have this, I don't have that. Everything negative always happens to me. I don't get the job. I don't get that raise. I don't get the promotion. Everybody's targeting me. It's so easy to default to that because no one's going to sit there and be like, no, that is not correct. They're going to side with you. They're going to be like, yeah, girl, you deserve that, blah, 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 blah. And it's going to keep getting into your head. I want you to sit there and actually think about the things that you are grateful for. For example, I'll use a personal one. When I spoke about working in a toxic workplace and feeling like I would never get another job and that this was the be all end all, I was just stuck in this position, I didn't see myself in another position, in a healthy work environment. When I started revolving the way that I was thinking about this, instead of thinking like I'm in a toxic workplace and I'm never going to get out, I started thinking about how I actually have a job. I am employed. I am able to pay my bills. Maybe not well, okay? Maybe I'm still in debt, but I do have a source of income. Whereas if I look at other people who are unemployed, who are struggling to work, maybe they don't have the same background as me, maybe they don't speak the languages, maybe they're not qualified. At least I have a job where I can somewhat manage my finances. I have food to eat. I can take care of my family. I am grateful for the fact that I have a job and that I am able to look for other jobs while maintaining this position. I want you to speak to yourself like you actually care. Speak to yourself like it's one of those friends that come up to you and they're like, hey, I'm having a bad time, I just really need to vent. And a lot of the times when we speak to ourselves, it's very negative. And I know it's all in your head and maybe other people don't hear this, but if you actually sit down and write down what those negative things are, you're like, wow, I would never say this out loud to anyone. So why are you saying it to yourself? And it's so easy to just default to those negative things like, oh, I'm never going to lose weight, or oh, I'm so fat, or I'm so lazy, I'm so unmotivated. It's easy to say that. But if you actually switch the way that you think and start thinking like, well, I am motivated. I may be down at this moment, but I am and capable of being motivational. I'm not at the body goal that I want to be, but that doesn't mean that I need to be exactly there to be happy. I can be happy with my body how it is currently, but I can acknowledge that I need to work on it. So the way you talk to yourself, it needs to be framed as if you're speaking to a friend. So for me personally, I would say to myself, I may not be happy with how my body looks currently, but I am putting the work, I have my goals written out, and I've put a plan in, and I'm developing discipline to get to the body that I want. And it makes me feel a lot less guilty or negative when I maybe indulge, or maybe I don't look like how I want to. I'm acknowledging that is a work in progress. For example, if a friend came to you and told you that they were starting a new business, and they gave you their business plan and their goals and their ideas, would you sit there and go,
you're never gonna make it. This business is gonna fail. You're too lazy. You're too unmotivated. You aren't gonna be successful.
I guarantee you, you will not, or maybe you do. You don't have many friends, do you? The average person most likely will not talk to their friend like that. If you started something and you had your goals and you set out to accomplish them, but maybe you had a few setbacks, or maybe you failed, or maybe, you're just not as motivated as you used to be, why would you talk to yourself so negatively? I would sit there and be like, look, I had a setback. I'm gonna learn from this. And how can I overcome this the next time? Because it will happen and you're going to have to be stronger than you were to overcome it. So talk to yourself a lot more positively. If you do encounter a setback, incorporate a plan on how to tackle that next time. Show up in the world as somebody who is kind, caring. I always keep change in my pocket. Now I know a lot of us are debit and everything is electronic right now, but I like to keep some coins in my pocket in case I see anybody who is homeless, or maybe who is or someone who may be disadvantaged. And I like to just be able to donate when I can. I will not make myself poor to donate, but when I am able to, I will just try to be nice and kind. You can also do things like holding the door for people, smiling. A nice little smile can change somebody's day. Like I remember there was a one time where I was just so depressed. I was crying. I was sad, and I had to go out because life continues. And I remember somebody smiled at me and they came to speak to me, and it just changed my entire mood. I was like, oh, okay, I guess it's not so bad. And I'm not saying that this works all the time, but just someone just being kind to you, maybe they know that you're in a bad mood or maybe they don't, it can change your whole perspective. And so now when I see someone smiling at me, instead of being stuck up and being like, what are they looking at? I will smile back back, okay? Because some people just like to be friendly. Keep your home and personal space in a way that shows that you care about yourself. Now, if you're in a messy environment, I really believe like that just reflects of how cluttered your mind is. So if your space is cluttered, you're going to be cluttered. Like, how many times have you actually been in your room and everything just was a mess and you couldn't function? You couldn't even dedicate the time to complete a task because you're just so focused on this mess. Or maybe you have some laundry piling up and it's in the back of your head, it's causing you anxiety. Think back to that when you are like not in the mood to clean and you're not motivated. Think back to how you feel there, because I know that when you clean your house or you clean your room, you feel really good. You get that little endorphin hit and it makes you feel good and it makes you want to clean again. Now, I get it. We all have busy lives. I work full-time jobs, so I cannot clean every single day, but I try to clean usually at the end of the week on the weekends so that the next week it's like a reset for me. Go into that week with a lot better energy. I don't have to go into the week knowing that I have a bunch of laundry piling up at home. It's not at the back of my mind. I can actually focus on my work versus thinking, oh, I have to come home. I have to clean my floor. I have to clean my toilet. I have to do this. No. I just get that all out the way. I develop discipline with my cleaning routine. So even though I don't want to, I do clean because I know that it's going to be good for me. So a couple tips for cleaning. Do the big task first. That way you still have energy for the little tasks. So when I would complete all the small tasks first, although it may work for some, I would usually be so overwhelmed with that huge task that was still left over that I would have to postpone and just not be able to do it. So I would say complete the big task first. That way you get it out of the way. And then little tasks, maybe if you don't have energy for it, you can complete it the next day and you won't feel as guilty. Another tip is to make a list of what you need to get done. So here's an example of my spring reset that I did. This is a list that I made and I can check it off with these little boxes as specific as I can in this list. Cleaning down the desk, wiping down laptops, watering plants, building my plant shelf, washing the clothes, folding the clothes. Go into specific details. Now this list may look long, but the reason it looks long is because I go into specific detail, and that's just because I want to be able to tick off every little thing as I get to finish it. If I just had one non-specific thing like clean my room, I wouldn't even be able to tick that off until like the end of the day. But I want to be able to go through and just get that gratification of finishing something instantly. For example, if I sweep the floor, that takes maybe 5 minutes and then I get to check it off. And then I'm still doing my task, but I finished that one, so I don't feel as bad. Surround yourself with people that support you, that celebrate your wins. Keep your circle small. So I have such a small circle, and these are friends that I've had for decades. It's just so cool to see because we've grown as people, but we're still close together now. These are people that not only motivate me and they respect me, they lift me up, but we're there for each other. So they see me at my worst, they see me at my best. Key to keeping and maintaining these friendships, there's work involved. Reaching out, hanging out with them, talking to them, sticking around like they stuck around for you, being emotionally available. And if you're not willing to put in the work and you're not going to maintain this friendship, I want you to eat and exercise like you love yourself. Look at your eating habits. Does it reflect that you love yourself? Are you eating a bunch of junk food, high cholesterol, high fats, no protein, no fruits, no vegetables? I personally like to meal prep, and I think that everyone should. It definitely saves time. I work a full-time job, so I'm sitting down a lot. So for me, the way I love myself is allowing myself to be able to go to the gym, to work out, to lift weights. On the eating end, I make sure that I get some carbs, some protein. Years down the road, I don't want to develop diabetes. Develop a routine, develop discipline. Do this for yourself. Care for yourself. If you are overweight, do this for your future self. Do this for your kids. You want to be there for them, right? Do this for future you. My last and final tip. I know that you may be watching this and you're probably not really happy where you are in your life. And if you listen to my tips in this video, you're going to start to think about your life a lot differently. Instead of thinking, I'm not in the job right now that I want to be, start thinking, I am grateful to be in a position where I can have this job and I can pay my bill, but I would like to be in a better spot. Not every job is going to be perfect. You're going to have down days. You're going to have good days. I want you to show up and be professional. I want you to start acting as if this is your dream job. Don't wait until you get your new job to start acting and dressing like you got the part. That's it for this video. Those are my tips for you to develop healthy habits and to reinvent yourself in 2025. So if you got this far in the video, I want you to comment a checkmark emoji, and I want you to comment, go down in the comments below, and I want you to tell me which tip resonated with you the most. And if there's more than one, go ahead and comment. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.